Hi, welcome to another edition of Azure Every Day. My name is Bob Rabaki and I'm a consultant with PragmaticWorks. And today I want to talk about a preview of the second generation of Azure Data Lake Store. And this is a really exciting preview. And one of the reasons I'm excited about it is we often get questions about whether to use Data Lake Store or blob storage for storing files. So particularly maybe in a data warehouse load scenario, where we do use file storage as part of the pattern. And again, do I use Data Lake Store? Do I use blob storage? And there are kind of pros and cons and reasons why you would pick one or the other. Now, the great thing with Azure Data Lake Store, the second generation, is it's really a kind of a combination of all of the things from both of those. And so if I look at this table here, here's a brief summary of some of the highlights. So for example, in blob storage, we have the option of hot and cold storage. That was just something that was not available in Data Lake Store. Same with the redundant storage. So that was part of the product offering with blob storage, but with Data Lake, you just did not have that native redundant storage. Now, conversely, if you wanted to use Active Directory principles to manage your security on your files, you could do that with Data Lake. You could not do that with blob storage. And also with Data Lake Store, that was an HDFS compatible storage mechanism. It's really running Hadoop under the covers. So if you wanted to use Data Lake as this backend for your Hadoop storage, you could do that with Data Lake, but not with blob storage. And if you see there in the last column there, all of these features are available with Data Lake Gen 2, which is really great. So that was the idea with the second generation of Data Lake Store. It's really kind of a convergence of a lot of these features that were previously available in one or the other. Now a little bit about setting up or creating your account for Gen 2. While in name it's called Data Lake Store, what you're really doing is you're setting up a storage account. And so if we look at this screenshot here of my Azure portal and how I would set this up by clicking Create a New Resource, and I just did a search for the term storage, and this is a list of the options that appear. So you see that Data Lake Storage Gen 1 is still an option, but there's no option for Gen 2. What you need to do is select Storage Account like you would have done in the past. That will then take you to this page here. If I look in the Basics tab of setting up my account, I have the option of selecting an account kind, and in there is where I would select that I want to use this storage V2, and that's really this Data Lake Store V2. But again, this is all part of creating a storage account. We're not creating a Data Lake Store account, so it's a little bit confusing, but this is why I wanted to show you this. One of the other options we have then on the Advanced tab for this type of account is I have this option of enabling hierarchical namespace. And without getting into too many details here, I would just say that if you're using Data Lake Store and you want to replicate similar functionality on the Gen 2, that you're going to want to select this option for hierarchical namespace, and it just has to do with how you access files within folders and how that all works. So this was a really great announcement that Microsoft has this in preview. It's been in preview for a few months now. Not sure when it'll become generally available. But again, kind of that convergence of blob storage and Data Lake Store into a single product is a pretty exciting announcement. I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions about Data Lake Storage, blob storage, data warehousing, or the cloud platform in Azure, please reach out and let us know. Thank you.